So, I had a chance to smoke the Pistoff Kristoff in the Dominican over the December holidays down there. And it's actually using a natural wrapper, a natural San Andreas wrapper. And there is a filler called well, I'm actually not going to disclose what the filler is, but this particular filler has one of the highest nicotine concentrations out there currently. Still keeping in line with what Kristoff is all about, smooth, rich cigars. The analogy I use is, it's the equivalent to having a full meal and then having that triple layer chocolate cake placed in front of you for dessert. And you take that first bite and you know that it's decadent, it is luscious, and it is super rich, but you know if you finish this thing, you're gonna feel like crap. But you can't stop eating it. And that's man, the Pistoff is just like that. You light that sucker up, and it is just such a rich, full flavored cigar, maintaining a smooth profile though, so there's no pepper, there's no bite. But man, within the first inch of that cigar, I could feel it behind my eyes. My hand was shaking a little bit. It honestly goes toe to toe with any double Lajero from La Flor, or even the dark Corojo Antaño by Joya de Nicaragua. It is that level of strength. The beautiful thing about it though is it's going to be super retail friendly. 10 count boxes, very easy to move, and the Vitolas. We've convinced Glenn to go with. Hi Glenn, I hope you don't mind me saying that. But we're going with our 660, a Churchill, the Kristoff Robusto, which is almost a Toro. But the size I'm most excited about as a cigar nerd myself is we're going to produce that blend in a Corona Gorda, which is very much outside the wheelhouse for Kristoff, because we had a Corona at one point, but it was a very, very small traditional Corona. But that Corona Gorda is this great hybrid between a Toro length and a few ring gauges shorter than a traditional Robusto. So it's probably going to be like a 46, 47, and probably around 6 inches. So it's just a great hybrid size for the smaller ring gauge smoker that likes the length of a Toro. There's two meanings behind the Pistoff Kristoff. There was a customer in Atlanta, Georgia during the Southern Cigar Festival that honestly came up to Glenn and said, Glenn, I've been thinking about this for years. It would be so cool for y'all to create a cigar called the Pistoff Kristoff. And I think it just has a nice ring to it. But a lot of us, and a lot of the reps in working with Glenn, we think this is a great opportunity to not only just have a fun kind of irreverent name and an irreverent brand in our portfolio, but there are some serious issues going on within our industry when it comes to FDA regulations. And I think that I would love to see this happen with the Pistoff Kristoff if we could use this as not only an educational tool but a rallying cry to make sure that as many people as possible really understand the implications of this legislation. And the implication of this legislation is it could mean that all the growth in our industry within the boutique side for the last 10 years could be gone. Most of our portfolio existed after 2007, and as the legislation currently reads, as the bill currently reads, anything after 2007 will have to be resubmitted to the FDA, pulled from the market to be approved by the FDA, and that could cost anywhere to $50,000 to $100,000 per blend, per cigar within that blend. So you've got the Kristoff Cameroon with 3 blends. That's anywhere between $150,000 to $300,000 up front to pay the FDA, basically as a fee, to then have them analyze the product to determine whether or not it can be put back into the market. So the innovation, overnight, the innovation in the cigar industry disappears. The access to market disappears. And if I decide to create a blend today, we could be 90 days out from having a cigar on the market. With this legislation, it could take 2 to 3 years to bring a concept to actuality to market, and that's burdensome in an industry like ours, which is growing because of the innovation,